Good morning, YouTube. It's Cherise here, and I want to do a Valentine's Day tutorial for you guys. Another one. And this one's going to be featuring like rosy pink colors. Not too bright, but not too deep. I was actually inspired by the lippy I wore yesterday, and it's from ColourPop, and it's called, I think I had on Tulle. I just really like the way that color looked on me. I hadn't worn it in a while, and I was just like, I just fell in love with it. Also, I fell in love with the look that Nitra B had in her like January favorites. I think that's the video. One of her more recent videos where she had like these rosy smoky eyes and like a rosy matching lip, and it was just so pretty. And then a few of the products, mainly the foundation, were inspired by Nicole Guerrero and her Valentine's Day, her like 2 looks for Valentine's Day video. I don't know why I'm having a hard time breathing and speaking. Whew. It is 7:55 a.m. on Friday morning, February 5th. Yes, and the only thing I have to do today is I have class at 9, and then I have a little bit of time to practice, maybe take a nap, and then I have to go in and get my fingerprints done for my teacher licensure. So I'm excited for that. So I don't think I have to take a picture, but I do have to go to work at 4 at JCPenney. So I've already exfoliated and cleansed my face. Let me know if you guys think my skin has improved or gotten better. I do think that this side has kind of faded a little bit. Like, it's not as dark as it once was. Like, because I have a lot more spots on this side than I do on this side. The chin. But I've already cleansed and exfoliated. Of course, you guys know I'm using my Glam Glow products. And then I moisturized and primed using my Cover FX mattifying primer with acne treatment. And I'm also going to add this Makeup Forever Step 1 Skin Equalizer in the base hydrating primer just to the under eye area because my under eyes get so dry. So I'm literally going to take just a little bit. As you can see, it's like the tiniest little dot, and this is enough for both eyes. This is enough for both of my eyes. And I'm really just going to focus this right under the eye area. I need to invest in the eye cream. I'm getting to that age, guys. I'll be 25 next year, turning 24 in December. And my under eyes get really, really, really dry, which can cause more wrinkles. So I just like to prime under my eyes using this hydrating primer from Makeup Forever. I have like a little tiny baby one. So now we can move on. The foundation I'm going to use today is going to be from L'Oreal. It's the L'Oreal True Match Foundation in C8 Cocoa. I've used this foundation before in the past, but never this specific shade. So what I'm going to do is apply it how Nicole Guerrero did once I find something to pour it onto. I need that information. Things I should have figured out before I started recording. I was just so excited to do this look. Alright, I can pour it onto this. This is the cover for my Makeup Forever Beauty Insider Backstage Favorites thing that I got from Makeup Forever. I kind of wanted to keep it just so I knew what the products were, so I'll rip off the back. Here we go. That works out. So I'm going to apply the foundation to this piece of cardboard. I'm going to shake it up. I know you have to shake this one. It's very, very, very liquidy. And what she did was she applied it to some other surface. Maybe it was the back of her hand. I can't remember. It's very, very liquidy. Just to clean it off, I'm going to put a dab on my face. Because I like to have my bottles be very clean. As clean as possible. And then she took a like paintbrush foundation brush, which I don't know if I have the paintbrush type one. I can use this like concealer one that I like to use. And she took the foundation and kind of put it on our face like this first, all over, using a foundation brush, like the paintbrush kind. I'm using the smaller version because I don't know where mine is because I normally don't use them. So she used this to kind of distribute the product all over. And I'm going to take it down under the eyes, a little bit under the brows. So now that I have it distributed, I'm going to take a damp beauty blender. This is kind of dry, so I'll make it wet real quick. I cleaned it last night. Then she took a beauty blender that was damp and blended that foundation, this same exact foundation in a different shade of course, into the skin. As you can see, my hand is wet from squeezing out the excess water. As you can see, this L'Oreal True Match foundation has pretty really good coverage. And again, I'm using the color C8 Cocoa. And this is one of the foundations I like wearing in the winter because it is so liquidy, so it kind of adds some moisture to the skin, I think. I just don't like how messy this foundation is because it is very liquidy. I actually did get a few drops on my laptop. I didn't mean to. But of course, make sure that you blend everywhere, blend under the eyes. And it just helps get a more even coverage. And this foundation is like medium buildable. So as you can see, you can still kind of faintly see my dark spots showing through, my acne scars showing through underneath. But because I'm going to be setting this with L'Oreal True Match powder, I'm not going to bother to really pour out any more additional product. I'm just going to use whatever's left over that I've poured out and kind of dab it onto those areas. I don't want to take what's on my laptop, which isn't very much product left. So and then go back with the beauty blender. For some odd reason, my eyes feel like extra watery today. And my nose feels like it's going to be blending a lot. Alright, so this foundation gives a very like natural finish to the skin. It's not like ultra dewy, but it's not ultra matte either. I like the finish of it. And on camera, this foundation is coming off very yellow-orange, but in person it looks like it's a almost perfect match, which I find interesting that on camera it's coming off so like orange-yellow. But it really is a good match. So let's move on to setting it. Because it is so liquidy, let me just clean off my laptop really quick. There's just a couple of spots where foundation got on my computer. I'm like, no. One is like on the keyboard. Oh, I'll have to clean that more in depth later. Just gonna wipe off the actual brush so I can put it back. I don't even know what I'm gonna wear today. All I know is I have to look cute because I'm going to work. I'll wear one of my sweaters that I got from JCPenney. Okay, moving right along, we're gonna set this foundation with the L'Oreal True Match powder in, let me find where I put it. I'll use my new one. I think it's in C6 Soft Sable. Yes, in the shade C6 Soft Sable. Note, I use the foundation in the shade C8 Cocoa, but I'm using the foundation powder, True Match powder, in C6 Soft Sable. Because I really wanted C7, but it was sold out where I was at my Target. And I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics 116 brush to do that. It's just a flat top brush. And a lot of people compare this powder to the MAC Studio Fix because it is really, 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 really good. And I'm literally just going to press this into the skin all over the face. And this L'Oreal True Match powder is a medium to buildable coverage as well. So that's why I said you only need one layer of the foundation if you're going to set it using this specific powder. The corresponding powder, because it helps add more coverage. I'm trying to not use too much under my eye because that area is so dry. So I'm kind of trying not to put too much under my eye. But I'm just pressing the powder into the skin to set my entire face and add additional coverage. So that we have a flawless base for our Valentine's Day look. I'll be at work for Valentine's Day, I'm pretty sure. Which I'm cool with that. Especially since I don't have anyone to celebrate with. You can see how it changes the color just a little bit. And the finish is definitely more matte. And even though this powder is a shade, 2 shades lighter than the foundation, I feel like it deepens it up a little bit. But now I'm going to have a very flat canvas. It's going to be super flat and even, but we're going to get illuminated and blushed up to help add some dimension back to the face. I have another mirror that I kind of want to look in, but it's not set up. There we go. That's much better. So now I have 2 that I can look into. Alright, so now that we have our base on, it's time to move on to eyes. I'm not going to do mascara or brows on camera. You guys know how I normally do. I've also got my English toffee cappuccino that I need to finish drinking. It's still kind of hot. But yeah, just make sure that you're well blended. Everything is set with powder. And even when you set it with powder, like, you still have some luminosity to the skin, which is one reason I think I love these L'Oreal True Match powders so much, because they look really, really, really good. Alright, moving on to the eyes. I'm going to be using two higher end palettes. So I used a not a low end, I used a drugstore foundation in powder, but for the eyes, it's probably mostly high end products. So the two palettes I'm really going to be focusing on are my Urban Decay Shadow Box palette and the Tartlet in Bloom palette. And we're going to start with the Tartlet in Bloom palette, and the first kind of color you want to use is something that's like a reddish brick tone color for your crease, and this color is called Rebel. And I'm going to apply that using a fluffy brush. If I can find the one I normally use. There it is, hiding. Just gonna wipe it off on my paper towel, my handy dandy paper towel. Like I said, it's kind of like a brick type color. And you just want to apply that in the crease as a transition color. It's also kind of got a little bit of like a hint of purple too. Hopefully y'all can see that. Yeah, you can. It's just going to look really pretty with like our rose lid that we're going to do. But just apply this all into your crease. A little bit above the crease. Wing it out a little bit. Like so. It's 8:11. I'm concerned. I have class at 9. And I have full intentions of being there, but you guys know how I get with my makeup, which is why I'm trying to like not go fast, but like I already know the look I want to use. I already know the shadows I'm using, so that's good. I feel like it looks strange if I go without eyebrows though, so like I'm trying to finish before I actually have to leave for class. The good thing is I don't have to be dressed for the day when I go to that class, because I plan to come back and take a nap, so I might just go looking kind of bummish with a beat face. I feel like that was the theme of my like sophomore year. I looked like a bum, kind of. Not sophomore year. Sophomore year I was dressed up, I think. One of these years that I've been in college, I would be like kind of bummy with my clothes, but always have like a beat face. It's kind of my life motto. You could dress like a bum if you have a beat face. I'm just going over my foundation and powder using the damp beauty blender just to get rid of the powdery look, just help everything mesh together. But as you can see, that color works really nice as a transition color in our crease. So I'm going to add a little bit more to the side. So once you do that, you want to go into the Urban Decay Shadow Box palette, or a palette, something similar to it, and you want to take the color Bordello, which is a beautiful sparkly rose pink tone right here where my fingernail is pointing at. And you're going to apply that all over your lid using a brush that applies eyeshadow to the lid. I'm using the e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush. I just need to wipe it off on my handy dandy tissue, a paper towel. And again, this color is called Bordello, and it's going to go all over our lid. I'm really going to it's not as dark as I thought it was going to be, but that's okay. It's definitely in the rosy pink family. So go ahead and just apply that all over the lid. And I'm using patting motions for the most part to really get this color on there. But we're going to deepen it up using something from Anastasia Beverly Hills on the like outer half. I got this. This is going to be really pretty. For Valentine's Day. It kind of has an iridescent type look to it. Like the glitters kind of glitter all sorts of colors in it. Like it's really pretty. A really, really pretty shadow. I'm not mad at it. I thought it was just going to be a little bit deeper of a pink. It's almost coming off kind of purplish. Like I said, I have something that will help get it to look more the way I was hoping it would. I don't know if you guys hear my stomach making all sorts of noises. I feel like it's louder than what it is. Sometimes it is really loud. People look at me like, what's wrong with your stomach? It's usually in a class where we only have like 9 people too. And we're usually sitting in a circle kind of close to each other. And everyone's just like looking at me like, what's wrong with your stomach? Did you not eat? And I'm like, I did eat. It's just still hungry. Anyways. I know I'm thinking of one of my Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I thought it was this one. We might come back to that one. It's not this one. Maybe it's this one. Yes. So I'm in my Anastasia Beverly Hills World Traveler Shadow Couture palette. Love, love, love her palettes. And, oh, it has that color too. Perfect. And we're going to be taking the color Intense Gaze, which is a deeper pink right here. I'm just going to use the brush that it comes with. And we're going to apply this. Ooh, this is kind of stiff. Ooh, yes. Yes, this is the color I was going for. We're going to apply this to the outer half of our lid, as you can see me doing. And this is just a nice pink color. It's a little bit deeper, like it's more of the rose color I had intended in my head. But we're just going to mesh the two together. So really focus this on the outer half of the lid. And we're really going to mesh the two shadows together. Because they're both really, really pretty. So I'm kind of creeping in just a little bit with it. But I'm making sure to really go in with this shadow. And that's how it should look. And I know it looks abrupt now. We still need to blend the two together, but this is just kind of a start. Yes, there we go. So now I kind of have the inner 1/3 that's lighter. As you can see, that's more the color I was going for. So now we're going to go back into the Urban Decay Shadow Box palette with that Bordello color, and I'm going to use the same brush from the Anastasia palette and just go into that color and kind of stick that in the middle, like to kind of overlap it and make a transition color. By mixing both the shadows together, it will look a little bit more seamless. So I'm literally mixing the colors together right in the center of the lid. And as you can see, it came out a lot brighter. It made a really pretty color. So after those two colors have meshed together, you'll have a nice little gradient transition to a deeper pink. So now we are done with the Urban Decay Shadow Box palette for this look. And we're going to go back into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Shadow Couture World Traveler palette. It's a long name. And we're going to take the color Morocco to help deepen up our crease a little bit and blend all these out. And it's going to look really pretty with the pink and really pretty with that transition color we already used. That's my alarm telling me to hurry up so I'm not late. It's 8:20. So just apply that right like to the outer crease area. No, yes, it should. It's very subtle, but it does add a little something to the outer portion of the eye. Very subtle, but really pretty. And I'm not taking it above the transition color that we already have down. Just kind of just for right on the outside of the eye in the crease area. So that's what our eyelid should be looking like. Nice, pretty pink. So now we're going to go onto the bottom lash line. And we're going to take and highlighting our inner corner. So we're going to be using Intense Gaze as our highlight color, and Pink Champagne is our highlight color, which is a very light, pretty, sparkly pink champagne, and then Intense Gaze to deepen up the outer part of our lower lash line, and that's our rosy pink color. Let me just get a brush. I feel like I'm always like so close to you guys when I'm looking for a brush because it's behind my computer. So I'm going to use this e.l.f. small precision brush to apply Intense Gaze to the bottom lash line. And actually we might mimic the top, so I may go back into that shadow box palette and get Bordello and add that to like the center. But I'm applying this to the bottom lash line and kind of the waterline area as well. Okay, let's get a little bit of Bordello, add that to the center. So you see how it kind of mimics the top by adding both the colors that we used on our lid to the bottom lash line. It's really, really pretty. It's coming out really, really nice. It's coming out how I want it to. And now we're going to take Pink Champagne and highlight those inner corners in our brow bone area. So I'm just going to use my finger and take a little bit of Pink Champagne to the brow bone area. It's very, very, very pigmented and very, very sparkly, but we used a matte color from our Tarte palette as our transition color, so it kind of balances out. It almost just looks kind of silvery, which is okay, I guess. And of course, we're going to be using more highlighter because we want to be very illuminated for Valentine's Day. So that's how that's looking so far. I'm loving the way these eyes are turning out. Oh my gosh, it's 8:24. I need to hurry. I might go to class with no brows to show them like how much of a difference like filling in my eyebrows makes to my face. I just love the colors and how it came out, how it's coming out. Anyway, so now we need to highlight the inner tear duct area using that same pink champagne shade. You see how happy I just got with how this look is turning out? Thank you, Nature B, for inspiring me. I'll leave a link to her video so you guys can see how hers look. Mine isn't exactly the same, but it definitely is inspired by hers. Alright, so we're taking pink champagne into our inner tear duct area. I just sound like a robot. Pink champagne into our inner tear duct area. It's really, really pretty. It will really bring light to the eyes. A lot of light. Oops, I took it out too far. Using the beauty blender. A lot of people like make comments about my skin tone, my complexion. Flexing my complexion. Hey, melanin. Hey. That should be a song. Is it a song? That might be my hashtag for my picture today. Out here flexing my complexion. Somebody actually complimented me. They're like, oh, I see you with that melanin popping today. And I was like in a turtleneck. I was like, you can barely even see my skin, bruh. But thank you. This really tall guy on campus. I was holding the door open for people when he told me that. So yeah, just apply as much pink champagne as you desire, as your heart desires, to the inner tear duct area of your eyes. And if you want to take it up a little, be my guest. Do you? I just don't want it to come down a little like over here. It's kind of like drooping down a little bit. I tried to get under there with the Google Blender and kind of pick it up, but it kind of just putting glitter all over the place. So we're just going to leave it as is. Alright, but basically the eyeshadow part is done. So we have very rosy, smoky, like daytime smoky. It's not dark smoky or super intense smoky, but really, really pretty rosy eyes. So let's go ahead and add our blush and our highlighter. So the highlighter I'm going to use is going to be from the Missy Lynn palette, and I'm going to use the more pink one, the like pinkish goldish one, the one that's on the right hand side. And I'm going to use the e.l.f. complexion brush that I always use for my highlight now because I like to really diffuse it and blend it out. So I'm just going to take it on here, tap off some of the excess, and really kind of buff it all over the cheek area. Like so. As you can see, it just gives a really pretty look to the skin. A lot of glow. Go ahead and take a little bit of that into like your brow area. Oh, it's 8:30. Gotta hurry. Let's go ahead and finish up the face. Look, just I just love the way that looks, like when I use a big fluffy brush. It's like all over the tops of the cheeks. And I just love the glow that it gives my skin. Also, do the bridge of the nose. It is probably one of my favorite places to actually highlight. I love highlighting the bridge of my nose because my nose is kind of flattish. I don't have like a very prominent bridge, but I like the shape of my nose. I just want the center to be a little more obvious, and the tip, of course. But yeah, it is 8:30. We have class at 9. I think my roommate is like just now waking up, maybe. I hear an alarm from that side of the apartment. I don't know if y'all can hear it. Out in the Cupidsville area. Slash my entire upper lip, basically. Yes. And with whatever is left over, I'm kind of dusting right in between the brows, not going too high up on my forehead. And then connecting in this general region above the brow to the cheekbone, like a little area like this, basically, with whatever's left over. And like I said, right in the center between my brows a little bit. Yep, on the chin. Excuse me. I felt the sneeze coming. And then I just like to take whatever's left over and rub it on my dégagé area, on my collarbones. And it just gives a nice shimmer. Y'all can't see it, but I can see it. Especially since I don't know if I'm going to be showing my chest or not. But we ain't wasting product over here, cuh. We ain't wasting no product. So I just take it all over. Just go ahead. Especially since I don't have cleavage. It won't really bring that much inappropriate attention to the rest of my body. Because I don't have boobs like that. Teammate cups. It just makes the skin look really pretty. And illuminized, which we want for Valentine's Day. And if you are showing some cleavage, you know, on your date with your bae or whoever your boo, you're having a Galentine's Day, you just want to be deep, flawless, glowing, illuminated, this will look really pretty in that area. If you're going to have your chest and your breast peeking out a little bit. Alright, so lastly what I'm going to do on camera is blush, lips, and I am going to tightline with black. I don't want a winged eyeliner because I want the focus to be on the eyeshadow, but a tightline will really add to the look and make our lashes look a lot thicker. So, I don't know why I'm having a hard time breathing, talking today. The blush I'm going to use is from my Beauty Treats Matte Blush Palette. I've had this thing forever. It's been in a lot of my videos. I love, 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 love it. All these colors are just giving me life because they're all kind of pinky. And they look really pretty with my eyes. But the one that we're going to be using is this Dusty Rose color right here, because this is the main sort of color tone I was going for. Kind of a mix between this and this. Those two had a baby. This one and that one. So we're just going to use this deeper one on the cheeks. And I'm going to use... Oh, it's Elizabeth texting. She's saying she's not sure if she's going to go to class. I'm going to go. So, again, back to this brush. Brush. I'm using this e.l.f. Oh, the name rubbed off. I'm pretty sure this is an e.l.f. brush, or it's Coastal Scents. And we're going to apply this Dusty Rose color, which I know there's a blush from Milani, I think, called Dusty Rose. I feel like this is a dupe for it. And we're going to apply that to the apples of our cheek. And I'm going in circular motions. And I like to apply my highlight first so that the blush kind of meshes in with it. So I think that really gives a nice look. And because this is matte, it's not going to be overpowering. Just look how pretty that is. I'm using very light pressure and just circular motions to apply this to my cheeks. I'm not going to do any contour. I want to be kind of soft and feminine, rosy. It's 8:34. Oh, I have 10 minutes until I really need to get it going. I guesstimated my makeup would take 45 minutes. So I was really pushing it by waking up at 7:35. But you know, we will get through. Like I said, I may just go without eyebrows today. And that is it for the face. Foundation, drugstore foundation, drugstore highlighter, basically. I'm BH Cosmetics, drugstore blush, beauty supply blush. So the face is more drugstore, whereas my eyes are a little more high end. The shadows I used. And the lipstick is from ColourPop, which is drugstore prices. It was only $6. And the lip color I want to wear, like I said, is Tule. Where did I put it? Tule from ColourPop. And I had it on yesterday, and I was like, this is really pretty. It reminded me of Nature B's look. Like, she's the main person that really inspired me to do this look. Let me finish drinking this English coffee, y'all. It's so good. I guess I could tightline while I'm finishing up my cappuccino coffee thing. And I'm going to be using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in Perversion to tightline today. I really hope I just don't start tearing up. So I'm going to try and do this kind of quickly. I don't know if you guys heard that wind outside. My eyes always water. And you just see how that just makes my eye look bigger, opens it up a lot. So that's the look that we're going for. And I am pulling on my eye, which is bad, but I like to do it because I feel like it goes on smoother. Almost done, almost done. Giving myself a pep talk. Alright, so this one isn't as smooth as this eye, but it's on there. Ooh, it's a little flat, like it needs to be sharpened. So I'm just tightlining with a very dark, deep black, not doing any wing liner or really eyeliner at all. Let me sharpen this up a little bit so I can make this a little bit more smooth. There we go, so that's more smooth. Now we're just going to make the eyes match. Alright, so that's it for like eyeliner type situations. Just making sure that it extends all the way to the end of the upper lash line, like it actually goes to the corner of my eye. Like so. So your tightline, and then like I said, mascara I'm not going to do on camera. Let's go on to I still have drink to drink, so I'm going to go ahead and just put on mascara. And because this is a Valentine's Day, why not use Better Than Sex mascara? Because I think that's like funny. Even though I will not be partaking in any of that. I just think it's funny. This is a deluxe sample size, or just the miniature one, whatever the miniature one is called. I forget. But I'm really liking the way that this foundation's looking. I love the way the eyes came out. And you just want to apply mascara to the top and the bottom lashes. If you want to put on falsies, you do you. I just don't really like to mess with falsies because I'm not that good at applying them. And I just like wearing my real eyelashes, but I feel like this mascara may be like almost empty or dried up because it's not doing what it normally does for my lashes. So I may have to go in with a second mascara to kind of help it out. But I really do like the Urban Decay Perversion. Like, I've been trying out high-end mascaras, and Urban Decay Perversion is my favorite. Then comes the Makeup Forever Smoky Extravagant. Then comes the Better Than Sex. Then comes Benefit They're Real. That's the order of my favorites when it comes to those four. But they all kind of give a different look, which is why I like having little ones of all of them. So I'm just trying to really build this up so I don't have to use two. It's 8:41. I really need to get going. To class. Okay, I'm just gonna keep applying mascara. More mascara, mascara. Like I said, apply to upper and lower lashes. The wind sounds like very ferocious outside. I hope it's not super duper cold. It's 8:42. My class starts in 18 minutes. I can do it. It's like a 5-6 minute walk over there. I think the thing that makes me not like going to this class is that it's on the 4th floor of our music building, and we have an elevator, but the elevator only goes to the 3rd floor. So then you have to like get out, go down some stairs, and then go back up the stairs to get to the 4th floor, and it's just a hot mess, and it really just makes you not want to go to class, especially when it's cold or when it's raining or when you just are being lazy. So yeah, that's our music department for you. I don't think they expected it to grow so big, so they had to add like a 4th floor, but there was no way they could add for the elevator to go up there. Alright, so I think I'm satisfied with my lashes almost. Just kind of doing some final everything's. I really like the way that the look has come out, how it's coming together. kind of just adding a little bit more to the bottom lashes. Alright, so I'm done with mascara. Again, I use the Better Than Sex mascara from Too Faced. Almost done with this. Alright, so onto the lips. Whew, finally finished the English toffee. What I'm going to be using is ColourPop's Tulle, Tulle, and I love this color. It's a beautiful rosy type matte lipstick. I feel like the thinner a layer you apply, the better this looks and the better it stays on. Which is why I'm not going to dip back into the tube until I get to the upper lip, because that needs its own juice. Alright, so that is the lip color, and that completes this rosy Valentine's Day look inspired by Nitra B and Nicole Guerrero. I will leave the link to both of their videos down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this look. The only thing I need to add is my eyebrows, which I'm going to do after I get back from my class, and that will really just bring the whole thing together. But I hope you guys enjoy this. I really, really, really love how it turned out, and I think the foundation is a really good match for my skin. And like I said, I'm just really happy with how this look came together. Again, thank you for watching. Thanks for your support. I know this was extremely long, but the finished product is bomb.com. Again, thank you for your support. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, YouTube.